A very good morning, dear students. In science, today we will revise the lesson Constituents of Food. Now, you know that food is very essential for us to give us energy, and therefore we need to learn about what are the constituents of food. You have already learned that there are various kinds of constituents of food, like for example, carbohydrates, fats, proteins, vitamins, and minerals, right? So we are going to revise all of these. Let us first revise what are carbohydrates and what do we get from carbohydrates. What are the different kinds of carbohydrates? Now, carbohydrates, you have learned that it comprises of starch, okay, sugar and fibers. We get starch from the different substances or different food substances like sago. Sago, you must have heard about sabudana. Sweet potato also contains starch. Cereals like jowar, bajra, wheat, okay, then rice, all of them contain a lot of starch. You know that your mother prepares flour from wheat, rice, bajra, jwari or jowar, right? And she makes bhakri out of it. Do you know what is the importance of it? Because it consists of starch as one of the carbohydrate. And what do carbohydrates mostly give us? Carbohydrates gives us energy. Okay, so since starch is one of the carbohydrate, starch also gives us energy. We get energy from starchy foods, and our body uses this energy for different kinds of work. This energy keeps us warm. Okay, we get warmth due to this energy, right? Now, when do you know when the starchy foods we eat are digested, what do we get? We get sugars out of it, and from these sugars we get energy. These sugars burn slowly in our body, releasing energy. In higher classes, you are going to learn about how do we get energy after burning of sugars or digestion of sugars. In other words, sugars formed by digestion of starch act as fuel for our body. Fuel means we use this fuel for doing different kinds of work. Okay, now this question is also given to you in your notebook. That is, why do we feel hungrier in winter than we do in summer? You know, in winter the weather is cool, right? And therefore we need more calories to make our body warm. And we get these calories from the food we eat, right? And which type of foods we get mostly this energy? It is nothing but the starchy foods or the food which contains sugar. So when we eat these kinds of foods like starch or sugar, we get energy from these nutrients. Okay, since we feel we require more calories during the winter, we feel more hungrier in winter than we do in summer. Is that clear, students? Because in summer we are already warm, so we do not require more to eat more to keep our body warm. Okay, next, can you tell what substances do we use to give our food a sweet taste? Yes, you know, it is nothing but the sugar. Okay, so sugar gives us sweetness. The sweetness of the fruits gives us sugars. Now, the foodstuffs that taste sweet contains kinds of sugar. So, fill in the blanks like that can be foodstuff that taste sweet contain different kinds of dash. So, you will have to write the answer sugar. Now, for example, we can obtain jaggery and table sugar from sugar cane because it contains a sugar called sucrose. My dear students, there are various kinds of sugars. One of them just now which is mentioned is sucrose. There are others like maltose, dextrose, lactose, fructose. Okay, so many different kinds of sugars are there, but at least you remember one of the name of sugar, that is sucrose. Okay, jaggery as well as the table sugar. Table sugar means the one which we use for making our tea sweet is sucrose. Okay, then ripe fruits like mango, banana, chiku, even the honey and milk also contains various kinds of sugars. Now if you see mango, banana, chiku, they mostly contain the sugar called as fructose. Okay, whereas milk contains the sugar called as lactose. They even the food which contains the sugar also gives us energy. Remember this. Fine. Now let's see the third thing, that is fiber. Okay, the third type of carbohydrate is fiber. Now right now we have learnt about starch and sugar. We have seen from where do we get starch, which food substances give starch, and from where do we get the sugars, which food substances give us sugar. Right, now let us see what is the importance of fiber in our diet. Now fiber, where do we get fiber from? We get fibers from the grains like jowar, wheat, okay, which is ground into a flour. Now the particles in the flour are not alike. Now your mother must be having a habit of sifting or sieving the flour. Actually we are not supposed to sieve the flour because it consists of the fibrous materials of the different grains. Okay, and this fiber, actually what it is doing is it gives us something called as the roughage. Okay, which is very important to keep our stomach clean. And from mostly where do we get this? What substances contains this fibers? It is mostly the fine pieces of the skin, or maybe the brain of the grain contains fibers. Okay, so fruits and vegetables, especially their skins, whole grains, pulses are all sources of fiber in food, which are required to keep our stomach clean. If our food does not contain enough fiber, then it can cause constipation. I have already mentioned to you what is meant by constipation. Now, up to now, we have learnt about three types of substances which are present in our food. That is nothing but the starch, sugar and fiber. And these substances are together called as carbohydrates. So remember, if the question is asked, name the types of carbohydrates, your answer should be the types of carbohydrates are starch, sugar and fiber. Okay students, so this is regarding carbohydrates. So what do we get from carbohydrates? Mostly we get energy from the carbohydrate, and energy giving foods of carbohydrates are starch and sugar, whereas fiber is required to keep the digestion proper. That means we should not have any constipation problem, or fibers helps in the digestion process. So fibers are also very important, and we have learned about how do we get fibers from. Now let us proceed with the next type of constituent of the food, that is fat. Now from where do we get fat from? We get mostly the fat from oil or fatty substances. Now fatty substances means which type of substances? Okay, fatty substances are like cream, butter, ghee. Okay, these are fatty substances which gives us lot of fat. Okay, and of course oil also contains lot of fat. But how is fat different from carbohydrates? Fats are different from carbohydrates because here you get twice the amount of energy as compared to that of carbohydrates. That means if we eat larger quantities of fats, that we will get more energy. But then students, if we eat more of fats, then it remains, it does not get digested completely, and it remains in our body in the form of cholesterol, and which leads to something called as obesity. Therefore, whenever we are having food, a balanced diet should have more amount of carbohydrates and less amount of fat, because fat gives us twice the energy required then as compared to that of the carbohydrates. Okay, so we include, because of this, we include a smaller quantity of this constituent in our diet. So remember, from where do we get fat? We get fat from cream, butter, ghee, oil, and fruit, nuts. Then meat, egg yolk also contain lot of fats. So egg white contains proteins, whereas egg yolk, the yellow color, is called as yolk. It gives us lot of fat. And proteins, if you want, you can have the egg white. Okay, so egg white will give you proteins. So instead of having egg yolk, you should have egg white more in a larger quantities in your food. Okay, so this is regarding the fat. So fat, if we eat more in amount, it gets stored in our body. And suppose if we are starving, or if food is not available due to some reason, then the body can get this energy from the stored fats. Okay, so whenever you remain hungry or you are fasting, so that time you don't feel weak for some time. It's because the fat from your body is used up to release energy. Remember this. Okay, so there is a layer of fat under our skin, and it gives the shape to the body. And like a blanket, it also prevents loss of heat from the body. So not fat has so many functions or so many uses. You see, fat gives twice energy as compared to that of the carbohydrates. Okay, fine. Whenever we are starving, it releases large amount of energy, and okay, it keeps our body, it keeps protects our body from insulation. It also gives us insulation. That means what? It does not allow the heat to pass out from our body. Is that clear, students? So this is regarding the second constituent, fat. Then we have something called as proteins, okay, which are very, very important in our diet. Also, I forgot about fat. One more function is fat gives the shape to our body, as I mentioned to you earlier, and also it protects us from an injury, okay, because it is present under the skin. Therefore, it protects us from injury, and we cannot get damage to our body. It cannot cause a damage to our bones or other internal organs. It is just because the fat is present below our body. Now let us see how proteins are important in our diet. Now, just as stones and bricks are the building blocks needed for a wall, proteins are the building blocks of our body. What does this mean? It means that our body requires proteins for the growth as well as development. Okay. Now, in our body, lot of cells are dying all the time. So to repair these or to form the new cells, proteins are very much required. So body undergoes wear and tear continuously, and sometimes it gets injured. So that healing or repair work of our body goes on all the time without we being aware of it. And this is done by whom? It is done by the proteins. So therefore proteins are very necessary for that purpose. Proteins are required in plenty during the growing years of the person's life. Since it is required for the growth and development of the body, proteins are very important as far as the growing years of the children are considered. That means you, dear students, require a lot of proteins. That is why your mother insists you to have a boiled egg or maybe the milk, because the boiled egg or the milk gives us lot of proteins. So the sources of protein, so the food from which we get proteins are nothing but you should always include in your diet foods like dals, pulses, okay, milk and milk products, meat, fish, okay, eggs, butter, milk products like butter, cheese, all these gives us lot of protein. Of course, paneer gives us lot of protein, soya beans gives us lot of protein, okay, yogurt, that is nothing but curd, gives us protein. Okay, all these should be included in your diet so that you can get a larger amount of proteins. It is said that our Indian diet is lacking most of the times the protein rich products, but actually proteins are required for the muscle growth. Okay. More than the fats and carbohydrates, we need to have proteins because it helps us in building our muscles become strong. Okay, so all these foods, at least few of them should be included every day in our diet, at least dals or pulses, or if it is not available, then milk and milk products or egg or paneer, khoya, anything out of this, fish, are all rich sources. Even soya bean are the richest sources of protein, so you should include this in your diet. Okay, now let's see what are vitamins and minerals. Okay, vitamins and minerals you are going to learn more in detail. Vitamins you are going to learn in standard 6, the different vitamins, that is A, B, C, D, E and K. But here right now you understand for what vitamins are required and minerals are required. But before learning vitamins and minerals, you should know that we need to have carbohydrates, fats, and proteins in a larger quantities. Since they are required in a larger quantities, they are also called as macronutrients. Macro means those nutrients or those food substances which are required in a larger quantity. So if the question comes, what are macronutrients? You should be able to write that macronutrients are those nutrients which are required in a larger quantity in our diet. For example, carbohydrates, fats and proteins are called as macronutrients, whereas vitamins and minerals are required in a lesser quantity and therefore they are also called as micronutrients. Though vitamins and minerals are called as micronutrients, but if the food is deficient of or does not contain enough of vitamins and minerals, then it may lead to certain deficiency diseases. Okay, so vitamins which should be included in our diet are nothing but A, B, C, D, E and K. Okay, so though we require it in small quantities, it may lead to lack of deficiency disorders. Like for example, vitamin A, deficiency of vitamin A causes night blindness. Remember, deficiency of vitamin A causes night blindness, whereas deficiency of vitamin D, that is the vitamin which we get from sun, okay, it results in a disease called as rickets, which makes our bones weak and brittle. Okay, so whereas minerals such as iron, calcium, sodium, potassium, these are all examples of minerals. Okay, which are minerals? Iron, calcium, sodium, potassium are examples of minerals, and they are also essential for the body. So though they are required again in lesser quantity, their deficiency also will be causing some of the other disorder. Like for example, iron is a component of the hemoglobin. Hemoglobin is a red color pigment which is present in our blood, and because of this hemoglobin, the blood carries oxygen, and in this hemoglobin iron is present. Heme means iron. So iron actually binds to the oxygen and takes it to all the parts of the different parts of the body. So if there is a deficiency of iron in our body, then what can happen? We will not get enough supply of oxygen and one will constantly feel weak and tired. And when we feel constantly weak and tired, this condition is also called as anemia. Therefore, deficiency of iron may cause anemia, which causes weakness and tiredness in our body. Next is another example is calcium. You might have heard that the calcium is required for our body to keep our bones and teeth strong, right? So if there is a deficiency of calcium in our body, then your bones will become weak and may even become brittle. That means they can easily break. Okay, so what kinds of food when we eat we get these vitamins and minerals? Let us understand now. We get vitamins and minerals from all kinds of fruits, vegetables, green leafy vegetables, sprouted pulses, their skins and bran of cereals and pulses, and therefore we need to have all sources of vitamins and minerals such as these fruits, and their skins are very important. Of course, some of you do not like to eat green leafy vegetables, but green leafy vegetable gives us lot of vitamins and minerals. And of course, if the vitamins mostly are required to keep our body strong or to increase the immunity of the body, we need to have lot of vitamins. So don't you leave all these vegetables. So vegetables are very important for you to give the micronutrients. Okay, students? Fine. Now let us see what is a balanced diet. Okay, so balanced diet is a diet which contains all the food material, all the different constituents of food, namely carbohydrates, proteins, fats, vitamins and minerals in the right quantities. We cannot eat something which we like to eat more in quantity. Okay, we need to have a proper proportion in our diet, then only we will be having a balanced diet which is required to keep our body healthy. Remember this, a diet which provides all these constituents is in the right quantities is also called as a balanced diet. Okay, now which food, let us see now what we have learned here in this lesson. The food are to can be categorized into different types, like energy giving food such as carbohydrates and fats, then bodybuilding food, that is for required for the muscles and growth and development, is the proteins, and food necessary for the different bodily processes and giving resistance to the diseases are vitamins and minerals. So this is regarding this lesson. Okay, and okay, there are so many eatables also, that one eatable if you have, you can get many constituents, like for example chikki or guddani. Chikki or guddani, you must have heard about nut chikki, right? Shengdanachi chikki, right? So which gives us proteins, fats and carbohydrates, and from jaggery, sugar and iron. Okay, then banana gives us sugar, some minerals and fiber, whereas the boiled eggs gives us proteins, fats, some vitamins and minerals. Therefore you need to have boiled eggs every day. We need variety in our diet to get all the types of the food and types of food constituents. Nourishment and malnutrition. So nourishment and malnutrition means you should have a balanced diet to give your body proper nourishment. If suppose any of these constituents of food are lacking in your diet, then you will be called a malnourished person. That means you are lacking something in your diet which may cause serious consequences for the person's health. For example, if a person does not get enough carbohydrates and proteins, their growth is stunted. Stunted means the person will not grow in height. Okay, they feel constantly tired, they cannot cope with their studies or games or other tasks. deficiency of vitamins or minerals can cause some specific disorders. Okay students, so this is regarding the constituents of food, and of course there are questions which are given in your text notebooks, like fill in the blanks. Dash in our body gives us ability to resist diseases. Just now I mentioned to you that is, it is the vitamins we require in our diet to give us ability to resist diseases. Calcium makes our bones strong. Foodstuffs that taste sweet contain various kinds of sugar. A diet that provides all the constituents of food in the right proportion is also called as a balanced diet. Then, of what use are the sugars that we get from the digestion of the starch? Okay, the sugars formed from the digestion of starch are burnt slowly, and this provides energy which is used for different kinds of work. So it also keeps our body warm. Okay, remember this. Name the sources of fiber in our food. Okay, the sources of fiber are leafy vegetables, fruits, sprouted pulses, bran, the skin of the fruits, okay, bran of the cereals. All these consist of fibers. What are carbohydrates? Carbohydrates are the energy providing food constituents which consist of starch, sugar and fiber are called as carbohydrates. Then what is meant by malnutrition? Just now we have learnt about malnutrition. Malnutrition is a condition wherein if a person's diet is lacking proper constituents of food for a long time, then this person does not get proper nourishment, then such a condition will be called as malnutrition. Then column A, column B, match the following. Fats, from where do we get fats? Fats we get from oil, correct? Then proteins, from where do we get proteins from? Proteins we get from pulses, right? Sprouted pulses gives us a lot of proteins. Then where do we get vitamins from? Vitamins we are getting from bran of the cereals. Mineral is iron and starchy food is jowar. Okay students, so this is regarding your whole lesson, that is constituents of food. So please do revise this lesson, try to learn all the question answers and even try to read the lesson carefully. Thank you very much.